So we are going to be looking at a scenario where civilization starts over. We are now on episode 55, and in the last episode we saw the war of, communism versus fascism and, also the collapse of the Cypriot Empire. That is always sad to see, for some people at least. And really, no one won that war because fascism isn't really a big thing anymore. Or communism. Communism is more of a norm right now rather than fascism, but countries like Yemen shifted over to more of a dictatorship. So these are all, really, there's only two alliances. Well, three. There's the Square Economic Alliance. There's the Checkmark Alliance, which India did leave. And the American Union over here. If you guys enjoy these videos, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you guys for everyone who's supporting me. A lot of people are joining my monetization, my membership. So thank you guys all for that. I encourage you guys to go check it out. The lowest option is $1, and I get some of you may not be able to afford that, which is totally fine. I'm not expecting you guys to get it. I didn't even expect anyone to get it. Anyways, enough yapping. Let's go ahead and get into this episode. The first episode that we are out of the age of ethnicities-religion. So ethnicities are still are less than they were, but religion is still up there a little bit. But what we see happening is someone being born inside of the Russian Empire. And these guys, they make the first AK-47. Guns are being used normally inside of all of these countries now. I would definitely say it's like a time jump from the end, from the peace treaty of the Communist versus Fascism war to now. There's definitely a time jump. You guys can make it up for how long. I'm going to say it is around 1960 at this point. And AK-47s are just starting to be used, and as well as the first type of cars. But they're still kind of in progress on that part. But what we see, we're going to actually go see some stuff that's happening with the purple Balkan country. We see the purple team invade into this red country right here, taking it all over, and if you can't tell, they also invade into this one. But there will be no rebellion because of this, and this is how you really know that the age of religion, they also invade this one. It is coming to an end. Religion is starting to slowly go down, and as you can see here, the purple team didn't really face any repercussions for invading into those three countries. Let's go down to Yemen, where we don't see any stop by the Yemen dictator. They are continuing their conquest to make their empire as big as possible. We see the Yemenis invade into Egypt, and this is crushing for the Egyptian economy. Well, not entirely yet, but this area is a lot of desert, and they're not doing good so far, and I also haven't given a capital to Sudan. Sudan is cooked wherever they put it, so we're just going to put it up here. But continuing with the Egyptian invasion, really these guys, the Egyptians are really weak. They can't really do anything against the Yemenis army, and it makes it even worse when Israel gets involved. Yeah, Israel is going to just bullet down to the capital and take it. They were going to invade Egypt either way, but then Yemen decided to do it. So they decided to get on with it and, just start their invasion right now. And after a little bit, we see, fighting pretty much going on all over here. And, I'm just going to drop the peace treaty right now. We see these two powers dividing up Egypt very unfairly, as we see Yemen gets all of this. And, Yemen is just going to go ahead and take the rest because land-hungry power, and they want as much land as they can get. So the borders have changed quite a bit, and I need to remove the capital city of Egypt. But a major step in, uniting Europe is made when we see pretty much all of these countries right here come to agreements, and they're going to be uniting with some of the countries around them, and, some of them are going to form their very own union of many different countries. Going to kind of be like Yugoslavia, but Central Europe. We see a green Austrian country being born out of some of these central countries right here, and this is the Yugoslavia I was talking about. We see these areas down over here join up with Slovenia, surprisingly, and Slovenia has just expanded, and the Slovenian Empire is expanding. This pink one right here is going to join up with the Germans. Poland will get this red one right there. And this pink one is going to join up with this Austrian country. The brown team is going to kind of force this green one right here to join, and people are kind of like, we still don't trust you, so stop. And this purple team will annex this right here, and they are happy after that. But this pink one right here is going to remain their own separate nation. And now we have a couple wars breaking out in this French region, mainly people who want to reunite France. But first what I'm going to do is make the gray French team's color darker, and well, they are going to capture the capital of this yellow team, moving their troops into this area and taking over the whole thing. No one really got a chance to react to this, and well, full annexation. We see this green team right here invade into this kind of cyan one right here, taking it all over, and well, the same thing happens with this French team up over here, well, Brittany, invading into the pink team and taking it all over. And well, the French wars are going to stop right there. And well, yeah, that's what we see happening in France. Over here, we see Poland but we see Poland make their invasion of Warsaw, moving into these areas rather quickly. And well, with support from Russia, Russia did want these lands, but they feel like it is right to give it over to Poland. Well, it's not going to last long for Warsaw. Because of Russia's help, Poland will give over 2 of the provinces from Warsaw over to Russia, and Russia is happy with that. But the rest goes over to Poland. So yeah, Europe is looking a lot nicer. And well, let's go ahead and go down to Africa, because I feel like updating something on every single continent. We've done Asia, Europe, we need to do North. Wait, no, did I do something? I don't think I did. South, and Oceania. Well, I guess we already did something in Africa, but still I'm going to update something. Poor Perry the Platypus, well, they get invaded by this kind of like coastline country right here. And well, they're getting demolished because Perry the Platypus is landlocked and they're kind of in this deserty area. It is not going good for Perry. They can't really fight back as their capital gets sieged and taken, and they just surrender over. And then, well, bye-bye Perry. Perry the Platypus is off the map. R.I.P. Moving on over to South America. But over in South America, we see, well, more people joining up with this Colombian Federation, which is growing pretty big at this point. The country we see is, well, Puerto Rico. So yeah, that is good because, well, I consider Puerto Rico part of North America, so. But we also see more unions breaking down over here. South Africa has a lot of unions inside of it. But it's more this orange country is going to join up with the pink one. And, well, it's not, I guess it's kind of a union, but it's more just they keep the pink team's government. Now going up to North America, we see, well, Canada invading into a country. We see the Canadians start their invasion of Alaska, getting far into these regions. Remember, Canada is kind of imperialist, so we see, and Alaska is very weak. This was a Chinese colony, but China did pull out all of their supplies that they had over here before this area got taken away. And the Canadians are going to focus in on these Alaskan regions up over here. Soon enough, they take over the entire thing, just like that. And then they focus in on this part, taking it all over. Let's look at a peace treaty. Inside of a peace treaty, yet again, we have another country being fully annexed into another one. And, well, Canada is becoming a very big country inside of North America. A little too big for some of these countries down here. So they are going to join up with the Circle Alliance. The main one being this New York country or Massachusetts, whatever you want to call it. So, more staging grounds are being set all around, and this is going good for the Circle Alliance, and Canada is getting angrier. Let's do something over in Oceania. We see the Australian Civil War inside of this kind of peachy country starting up. Now, I said when this guy became a thing that this guy is pretty unstable, and, well, to be honest, they've stayed around a lot longer than they should have, so it's about time we get to this war. We see this rebellion starting up first and taking over a lot of these areas. Over here, I don't think there is any provinces in Australia. I'm trying to draw them more, but it's hard. But, yeah, we are going to see them get pretty far in, just like that. It gets even worse because New Zealand declares their independence along with this thing up over here. You also see Tasmania declare their independence, and well, this is very close to the capital of Australia, and it's even reaching some of these areas over here. This is not going good for this Australian team. They're gonna push back a little bit against this main rebellion, but as soon as they do that in other areas, like over here, they just get pushed back over here. And well, it's even worse because now this pink team right here is getting involved and invading into this country right here even more, and well, it's not going good. It gets worse because, well, all of these areas over here, well, yeah. And, well, they're gonna surrender, but Tasmania does not give a crap, and, well, the capital is taken, and, well, this is all Tasmania now. Let's look at a peace treaty of Australia. We see this pink team getting all of these lands. They didn't want everything because they want to save some land for Tasmania. We see the cyan team getting these lands from this purple one. This purple team will get this land and this land over from the cyan team. And this guy will get these lands like that. Well, Australia has just, and well, New Zealand has been split up into 4 new countries. And, well, time to give all of these guys capitals. New Zealand's capital will be there. The purple team's capital is going to go up here. And this cyan team's capital will go right there. Australia looks a lot better now, and now let's go ahead and look at some other places because I'm not totally done with this video yet. Let's talk about the lore of this new Swedish country, or the new Swedish leader. This leader, if you don't remember, they want Sweden to be its very own thing, but 2/3 of this country say, no, it's not happening. This leader does want Sweden to be its own thing. It does not like this union stuff. So what they're going to do is send over a letter to Copenhagen and the Norwegian capital saying, let's end this because they don't want to be a part of this anymore. And, well, the next day, the leader's dead. The leader dies, and, well, he kind of may have gotten assassinated, and it may have been set up by Norway and Denmark. Only a few people are going to find out about this, and it's Swedish people. Around 1,000 people, but the word doesn't spread super far, so it kind of just dies out. And, well, these two replace the leader with a pro-Scandinavian Union leader. The people who did know about this are furious. And, well, stay tuned to figure out what happens. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.